Welcome gamers to this tutorial series on Age of Wonders 4. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the series. And today we're going to be looking at free cities and whispering stones and what they all sort of mean and what they do. There's quite a bit, there's not a hell of a lot. Anyway, this video shouldn't go for too long. We're going to be should be finding our free city this time. We've got usually what will happen is you'll end up with, from wherever your province is in through here, and this is just for a standard game. Sometimes you're playing games where there are no free cities, sometimes they're massive cities, but for a default game you tend to find along one of the roads. Now we've got a road that has sort of finishing off over down through here. Oh no, it does continue on. It looks like it goes down to what this here is actually just going to be an observation tower, which I'll probably sort of do. Maybe those is I'm not sure how I'll cover those. Anyway, it won't be this episode. We can see we've got another one back over here, but this road then continues on through. So let's continue on along the road. So we'll just sort of move along. Underground passage. Does it end at the underground passage? It does. But look at this. We can now start to see a border. So we're seeing the edge of a border. If it's just sort of grey and sort of like pale whitish sort of colour, it means that it's an independent city. And so we'll just keep on going along. And then eventually we get close enough to then trigger it. And so this is meeting Inquisitive Ductus. Now, Inquisitive Ductus is going to be so Ductus greets you. This is the ruler. So Ductus is the actual city name. So let's just go through what all of these things actually are and how it actually works with the actual city itself. So Duke Lucas Codwell. So this is a character. We've got already starting off with 300 relations with him, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Of the free city, so a free city are cities that do not belong to an empire. So we've got those in through there, and its name is called Ductus. Greets you with a small measure of awe. So the reason for that is because they're usually going to be the same race that you're like the same faction, but we'll have a look at that in just a minute. In fact, if we have a look at Ductus and then hover over this one through here, we can see that the ruler again is Lucas Codwell, which we can sort of check out back in through there. The race is the Destined Humans. Now these are exactly the same race, it is a race in this case, the same race of who we are. And I'll talk differently about what a keeper is and how these work in another episode, but we're the same group. So these are like an offshoot of us. And they'll then, so then they'll give us a bit of information. So most valiant Alfred Elderstone, Ductus extends a cautious hand in welcome. Apprehension and excitement steer our words in equal measure. Seldom have we encountered one such as you, risen through the ranks of mortality to champion their people. Again, this is because if I can just hover it over there, the Destined Humans, the keeper is Alfred, and the keeper is sort of like the leader of the race. I guess that sort of covers what the keeper really is. I mean, you can just hover over it and it'll then just tell you. In fact, maybe I'll talk about this. I'll talk about this now, actually. We might as well get this one out of the way. So the race keeper is a ruler whose empire has the biggest presence of a race through owned cities and vassals. You're always the keeper of the race you start with. So in this case, we are the keeper of the Destined Humans. You become the keeper of a race. To become the keeper of a race, you need to have 40% of the race's population in your empire. If the race already has a race keeper, you need 5 population more than them to take it from them. Now remember, again, if it's a faction that started in the game, then whatever AI leader was in charge of that will always be the race keeper. So if you defeat them and then satisfy this other aspect of having 40% of the population and there's no other race keeper available at that time, then you will become the race keeper. So to become the keeper of another player starting a race, the player would have to be defeated first. So that's what I just spoke about. The race keeper is the only ruler who can apply major race transformations and minor race transformations. So you can only do the transformation of the race to a race that you are the keeper of. And so eventually you may not, but you may end up being the keeper of other factions and other races as well. So you just have to sort of see how that one actually pans out. But anyway, that we are the keeper of the Destined Humans, same group as who we are, and that's sort of why there's a bit of happiness. We'll talk about that in just a minute as well. So give Lucas Codwell one of your Whispering Stones, and we'll talk about Whispering Stones. In fact, I'll hover over here. So Whispering Stones are given to a free city to begin negotiations. relations which can lead to it becoming your vassal. Having more allows you to befriend multiple free cities at once, and unused Whispering Stones can give you your cities, so it can be used in your cities to gain city stability. Now, I didn't show that. I'm going to in this episode, but we're not going to do it in this episode. So gain more Whispering Stones via Empire Development. So just if again, the tooltips are really succinct and just go through there with what's going on there. Now, the objective ultimately is for them to become fully vassalized and have allegiance to us. And so there's a whole lot of different steps we have to go through to get there. So let me see if the people of Ductus are interested, are of interest. So here we open up the Free City overview. So we go and click on that one through there. We then have the information. Now this we see over through here again. We've got the ruler of the Free City back over this side. The name of the Free City there. The fact that it is a Free City back in through this other side as well. We can see into here that we have a relation there of 300, and it will then show you why they like you. And so the relations with Ductus is 300. Now, relations go from negative 800 to positive 800. Now, that's whether it be a free city or an AI or anything at all. So just be aware of that when you're looking at any sort of relationship. You're looking at somewhere between negative 800 and positive 800. The modifiers, we share affinities. So we've got order, and so we've got a plus 100 there from the 4 order that we have, because they also have order. So we're aligned with order. The alignment as well, we're both good. So because essentially we are going to be good because they're essentially for the same race. And the ruler origin, the champion of the people, is also us. So essentially we're always going to have an easier way to vassalize a city that is of the same race as us. And so the effects are, with this one, we just get a legion per turn. Will be like plus 1 allegiance per turn. Now, when we have a look at this down through here, we've got a few different areas. It's a tier 1 city, so it's only just sort of started. It's got 40 fortification health. Now, this is what has to be. I'll talk about this later on, but fortification health has to be diminished in a siege before you can then actually sort of go and attack the city itself. It's quite a nice system that they've actually got with that one. There's only one population of destined humans, so that's the population in the city. And Lucas Codwell also shares the same alignment as we are, so slightly good. Now, back in through here, this is the allegiance. And what we'll see through here is we've got the allegiance represents the commitment of a free city to an empire. Allegiance is primarily gained by giving a Whispering Stone to the free city lord, which starts negotiations. Increasing allegiance will result in better diplomatic states with the city, eventually leading to a pact of vassalage and a pact of integration, which allows you then to control the city and actually then have it be part of your empire if you want it to be. So they're the sorts of things that we're doing. The way it works is we've got this sort of sliding scale. Now, there's 2 different scales. This is like a broad overview of the scales until we get up into this area through here, which is the Pact of Loyalty. So we need to go from this neutrality area that we currently have. So we're currently neutral. And if we have a look at this one, this is the default diplomatic state. The Free City and the Empire have not yet negotiated any better terms. This can be done with a Whispering Stone. And so at this stage, there's nothing really pushing the direction in any order. Down through here we have war. So a state of war with the free city means that the armies can engage in combat and cities can be attacked. So during war, free cities will occasionally send armies to attack their enemies, and wars end through defeat on either side or by negotiating peace. And so the maximum allegiance would have to go to -12 to sort of get back into there. That would sort of be where we'd end up going. So the allegiance, does it say in through there? Yep, they've already done that one. Then we go from neutrality back into Pact of Cooperation. And so in this case, the free city opens its borders, trading is enabled, and up to 2 resource trades are available. So magic materials can be traded. Now, they don't look like they've got any actual special locations just yet, but they may have them. So that's the Pact of Cooperation. And then finally we have the Pact of Loyalty, which then sort of as we get further and further along, the Pact of Loyalty, the free city will then share its vision with us. The free city allows building on claimed provinces and contributes to, I forget what that actually is. This is to like, I don't know, 2 elements of the Rally of Lieges, which I'll talk about in a separate episode. Will reinforce in combat against marauders and rulers the free city is at war with. And so it's not a vassal at that stage, but it's certainly like an alliance, a loose alliance. And then finally, we get up into here, which is the Pact of Vassalage. When we get to the Pact of Vassalage, once we get to the far end of this particular continuum, it then changes into different degrees of vassalage, and we then move through there. But that'll be a little bit of time before we actually can do that one. So when we get there, I'll probably redo this bit of it and just sort of show you what's going on. Now you can see up through here, we actually started with an extra Whispering Stone. In fact, what I can do is I can actually show you the 2 uses for Whispering Stones. Now, Whispering Stones are like palantirs, if you've read Lord of the Rings. These are like viewing stones, and so they can be used, they are mainly used to cement relationships with like a free city, essentially. You can't use them diplomatically, but you can use them with free cities. And so in this case, they do actually aid what does go on. Now, we started off with 2 because we started off with Alfred Elderstone. So we have one of our abilities, if we go to Destined Humans, is to have one of these, either Chosen Uniters or Great Builders. One of them starts off with an extra, or something starts off, one of the things we have gives us an extra, and I can't remember how we got it. I know that one of them gives us an extra, and I can't see it there. No, I can't see it there. Diplomatic Focus. There we go. We gain an extra Whispering Stone through Diplomatic Focus. So that's actually what we actually end up having. So this gives us the ability to to sort of get more and more of these free cities to be more under our control. Now, the other way of doing it, which I don't think I can show this just yet, is unavailable for another turn yet, but I'm going to give one of our Whispering Stones across to the free city. It will then appear in this slot in here. So I'll go and do that. And we can see there that with this one, by having the Whispering Stone in there, we're going to now have the Pact of Cooperation will now come in 4 turns, and so we can see their allegiance per turn. We've got a base value of 2, and the relations are respectful, so we're getting +1 through there. So the allegiance per turn of points, we're getting 3 points per turn. We end up with in 12, basically 12 points of allegiance will then give us a Pact of Cooperation, which will then just take us across into this area through here. And so that's what will end up happening, and we'll just continue going further and further along the tree. Now, we don't have to do anything with this. I'll just go and I can boost the allegiance. So with what we can do with this one is actually use some of our points up through here with the Imperium, and we can actually boost the allegiance if we wanted to. So we can gain +6 and halve that distance. There's nothing really gained by doing that at this instance, but if there was another faction that was vying for this particular, for the attention here, we may want to try to bounce ahead of it by boosting the allegiance. So there's little nuances the way that you can sort of then play the game, but generally you're just going to give them a Whispering Stone and then just let it slowly sort of move its way towards vassalage. You don't have to do much else. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. That's the city. Now let's go and have a look at the other use for a Whispering Stone. If we go back to our city of Kesburg and have a look inside this one, again you can see that we're Kesburg, with the Destined Humans again. It's the same actual group in through this other side. What we can actually do in through here is go and open up this City Information tab, and the City Information in through here has got something where we can give a Whispering Stone. So we can give a Whispering Stone to the city. This will passively improve your city stability by 2 per turn, up to a maximum bonus of 20. Now, we can get up to 20 stability. This is the stability in through this side. I won't go through it just yet. I'll do it when we're a bit more developed, and then I'll explain how city stability actually does work and what's important. But if we don't have a use for the Whispering Stone, we might as well put it in there. We can always come back and take it back out again. So if I go and give the Whispering Stone, I can then eventually come back to the city down the track, click on the City Information and withdraw the Whispering Stone. You can see we've got none left at this point in time. Anyway, that's the episode on Whispering Stones and free cities. And what else was there that we spoke about? There was keepers, I guess. So a bit covered in that one, but this is mainly going to be about free cities and Whispering Stones. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Actually, we've just gone on a little bit further, and I've now got in the same turn. I've now come across another free city. So we've come across 2 free cities. This is the Guildmistress Yerda Copperhead of the Free City. And so if we have a look at this one through here, Copper Spire is a race of goblin miners. And we can see through here that they have... sorry, if we have a look at again and just hover over, the goblin miners have got chosen unite as the same as us. So there's a good chance that, yeah, we'll be basically similarly aligned. But the relations here are only 200. So that's actually what the relations are that we actually have through there. So let's inspect them as well. And so they're down in here. So these are the goblins, and we no longer have any whispering stones to provide. We can get other whispering stones once this empire development does open up. But what we can do with these is just go back across. Now you can sort of see through here that if we have a look at the Pact of Cooperation, it's going to take some time to sort of it's going to be basically moving across a long way before we can sort of do anything with them. But the relationship in through here, again, the alignment is the same, and the ruler, origin, champion of the people. Now that doesn't make sense. If we just go across to goblin miners, we don't have any keeper. There's no keeper with this particular group. If we can end up being in control of more of these, like as I said, 40% more than anybody else, we can then make ourselves the actual keeper of this particular group. So this is not a group that's come in from any of the AIs. This is actually just a group that has been randomly positioned here. So what we'll do is we'll go back, just so we can sort of do this one. We can just go back to our city, go and click on this, withdraw the Whispering Stone, then come back to their city, go and click on it twice, open it up, and you can see they're also similarly aligned. The alignment is good. Actually, that's what that is. Hang on. Ruler, origin, champion of the people. That's okay. So we just give the Whispering Stone, and we can get the Pact of Cooperation here in 6 as well. So this is going to sort of work out fairly well with the Whispering Stone. So we're just going to keep on moving that one through. So with both those cities, we should have them vassalized. With fairly quickly, actually. Anyway, I thought I'd just show that. That sort of just shows out, like, I guess, a different usage. So we did this one initially. There's our city, and then we found the city as well down in here. Definitely worth trying to get these on side. Okay, thanks for watching properly this time. I'm not going to come back. Catch you next time.